and you'd be up to about 145, maybe 150 quite quickly. We talked there again about the cold tires as we see the number 9 Scott Dixon machine sponsored by Target going to come in. I'm sure they'll try to do some repair here. Does not look like any of the wheels have been hit, so his alignment should be okay. Maybe if he can just get some new wings on it and a side pod, maybe they'll continue.
Scott Dixon said yesterday it is so important to get a good start to the season. It felt was one of the keys to him not winning the championship last year. Already in turn 1, he's in trouble in 2011. We're going side by side. Stay with us. Under our first caution here at St. Petersburg, as the first start to the year did not go as planned.
As we watch down the left-hand side of the racetrack, the driver's right, you can see Marco pulling out and starting to make a move. The car behind him, Elio Castroneves, we're wondering if he just tags Marco just to send the back end of Marco's car around. Look at the contact there. Certainly didn't look like Marco was going to have enough room to get through, but I would say definitely the the Penske car turned around and tagged him in the backside and just spun Marco around.
Let's check in with him, Jamie.
Well, Marco, he walked down here and he says he's okay. And Marco, you've seen it from different angles. What happened?
I think Elio misjudged his braking by about a football field. I had a good one going. I was gonna have it woed up and turned, inside of Briscoe, but that's what happens. We try to start so close together. It's great for the fans, but it's no good for me today.
Glad he's all right, guys. He's got a smile on his face, but there's a lot of upset race car drivers down here.
6 cars involved in this incident. 1 is still out there on the lead lap. That's Oriol Servia, but Castroneves, Conway, Briscoe, Dixon 1 lap down right now, and of course Marco is definitely out of this race. Now the driver, the leader, gets to pick the right or left side for the restart. You can see that Will Power has decided to go on the inside, as everyone expected, and he must be the first to cross the finish line. And as he slows down, wait for the flag. Here we go. We're back green.
A little bit more caution, a little bit more respect on that time through.
Made it through turn 3 this time. And you can see right there, Dario Franchitti. Will Power has slid back. He is into the 3rd position. And he's under attack from the 28 of Ryan Hunter-Reay. Our race leader is Dario Franchitti. That's Tony Kanaan in 2nd, as Kanaan got a good run through that sequence of corners. Oh, and more damage. I just saw that car at the very tail end. Was that Graham Rahal's car?
Like had contact from the back because the rear wing was laying down, was being held on by the SWEMS device. So that's a cable that's on the back of the car that will not allow any of the parts to dislodge, including the rear wing. So he'll try to work his way into pit lane. They'll exchange that, and hopefully he'll be off.
So our 2008 winner has problems here early in the race. And as we begin lap number 6 of 100, it is Dario Franchitti, Tony Kanaan, then Will Power, Ryan Hunter-Reay, and Alex Tagliani, your top 5.
And for Franchitti, remember, he had that problem earlier this weekend where he ended up hitting the wall and going in and taking the side of the car off. They did the repairs. He qualified his primary car. He's now leading the race. What he's going to try to accomplish here is just hit all his marks, all his points, and be smooth. He knows he's got a fierce competitor behind him right now, Tony Kanaan, who's aboard the new Geico machine with a new team.
Damage on Danica Patrick's car. Now maybe this is a connection between her and Graham Rahal's situation. Let's take a look to see.
Coming into turn 4. Oh, a lot of bumper cars going on. Graham Rahal just on the outside, got taken out with that. Her wings are still fine. No contact yet so far for her. But that is where Graham Rahal had contact.
We're going full course caution right now. Still don't know exactly what happened to Danica, though.
But very smart thing that she did. She decided herself, or the team told her to stay out because they maybe would have a yellow come along, and now it will. She will not lose a lap.
EJ Viso, we talked about the fact he's already had 3 cars into the wall, 2 through mechanical failure, but now he has spun it out again, and is that looks to be that turn 13 area? We'll wait to see if he can get refired. Meanwhile, Ryan Briscoe is in pit lane. Jamie Little's caught up.
That's right, Marty. He was fastest in this morning's warm-up. Big disappointment. Obviously, he was involved in that first corner pile-up. They're working on the left front suspension. He's been sitting on pit road for a few minutes now, so they're not sure if they're going to be able to continue, but the team is working to get the number 6 back on track.
And the reason for that is just to be able to get back out and collect points towards the championship. And spoke to a lot of the team managers here in the mechanics this weekend. And with the new rules as they are, they want to make sure that they can go ahead and repair the cars. Because when I say the rules, we're talking about the restarts being double file. Obviously, we had a problem on the start itself. But the restarts themselves, they expect to maybe have to change wings and tie rods. And that's what they're doing right there on Ryan Briscoe's car to help to straighten the steering out. And they're prepared for it. They will have one spare out in pit lane, Marty. And then they do have more spares built back in their trailers back in the garage area.
And you saw that was EJ Vizo's car in turn 13, where he is getting an assist to get restarted. Let's get an update on Graham Rahal's situation. Vince.
Well, significant damage in the rear wing. Take a look and you can see all the cosmetic damage done to the wing. They have replaced it, and as we walk out toward the pit lane, you can see that they're replacing the rear wing. But the good news is there was no significant rear suspension damage. So that would have been something that could have sidelined Rahal for the remainder of the race. They can at least replace the rear wing, but no rear suspension damage, key for Graham Rahal, although obviously certainly not the way he wanted to get this event started.
Yeah, he's 2 laps down and still on pit lane. Let's go back a little bit further and to the beginning of the race. We've caught up with Mike Conway and Rick DeBrule. You've got him.
Yeah, very frustrated, as you can imagine. At one point, they thought they might be able to repair the car, but they weren't able to do that. And I have to ask you, I mean, you had the potential for a potential victory here. You seem so enthused coming into this. How frustrating is this moment?
Yeah, I mean, it's disappointing because, you know, first corner incidents, no fault of my own. So I don't really know what happened. I've not seen the replay properly yet. But, yeah, someone's fault. So a shame. Took me out, Dixon, a couple of others. Marco, my teammate Marco's out as well. And, yeah, it's just silly, really. First lap of the race, there's no need for that.
Did you have a strategy for those double file restarts? Had anybody talked about maybe taking it easy? And obviously, once the race started, it went away?
Well, I mean, we used the double file restarts to start the race, so that's nothing new, you know. So to do it again on the restarts, I don't see such a problem. But I don't know. If we can't get the first one right, then we're surely not going to get the second one right. So I don't know.
All right, Mike Conway, very frustrated. Marty?
Well, in the background, you saw Graham Rahal's car coming back out onto the track. We've run 7 of 100 laps, and we've been in the middle of our second caution. Stay with us. Just about ready to go back to green flag racing. Our race leaders, Dario Franchitti, Tony Kanaan, Will Power, Ryan Hunter-Reay, Alex Tagliani, Justin Wilson. That is your top 6. And it looks like we're going to go one more time around. So it'll be, we might be going back to green this time, but not the case. Still some cleanup to do.
And Marty, with all these yellows now, a lot of teams are trying to anticipate this race at the beginning about making it on 2 stops, but they had to get lap 33 or 34 to be able to do that under green flag conditions. With the yellow cautions that we've had now, fuel mileage will not be a problem to be able to stretch it out a little bit. This will now be a 2-stop race for all these teams.
There's Danica Patrick back out after the damage to the nose of her car. And Vince, do we know what actually happened to her?
Her team believes that she was trying to get underneath Anna Beatrice and made contact there. They did replace the front nose assembly. No suspension damage. Here is the communication from Danica on her radio.
Obviously, we had a little glitch in the radio, but Danica now back out there with a new wing, as we'll be going green this time by. She is on the blacks. We can tell you most of the teams are still on the alternate reds, which are the softer compound.
Here we go into turn 1 from 6th gear down to 2nd from 155, 60 miles an hour into turn 1 at about 55 or 60, and just not enough room for her to get through there, and ends up catching the wing. Very fragile, those wings. Those tires seem to pick them up and slip them very quickly.
And a tip of the hat to the crew in the tape room, because they're looking literally at dozens of cameras trying to pick out which one has the incident. And here comes the pace car back onto pit lane. They'll form up in the double file restart. We'll try it again.
Watch Tony Kanaan on the right-hand side aboard the KV Geico car.